Alright, welcome back and you are still watching Schoolmates.
Yes.
Hesa, napakaganda ng discussion kanina. Short recap tayo.
Alright, so let's recap from the affirmative side. They mentioned na yung mga syndicates, they're the ones who are using the kids for these crimes. And also, they mentioned the victims' rights, and juvenile justice is indeed present in our country right now.
Right, dito naman sa side ng opposition, may tatlong main points silang sinabi na kailangan mo consider. Number one, ang socio-economic and psychological factors. Ganyan na rin na, is it really moral? Yung morality na question dito. And of course, lastly, kailangan daw ng sustainable solutions para matugunan yung problemang ito. Pero syempre, nandito na tayo, Hesa, sa pinaka-exciting na part ng ating show. Of course, ito na yung batuhan talaga nila, free-flow discussion. So magbibigay lang kami ng mga questions at hahayaan po natin yung mga debaters natin na magbangayan na intellectual. Okay?
Yes, alright.
Simulan natin.
Our first question.
Okay, para sa inyo to, sa government. Hindi ba maituturing na pagsuko sa kabataan ang nakaambang pagbaba ng edad ng criminal liabilities?
Hindi naman po namin sinusuko yung kabataan. No? We are the hope of our country. Kaya nga dapat, we are not committing this kind of crimes. Kaya as much as possible, hanggat bata pa, we are instilling to the minds of the children.
Madam, point. Alright, sinabi mo na ang kabataan ng hindi ka sumusuko sa kabataan. But bakit mo naman gagawing immediately liable yung bata? Sinabi nyo na kailangan protektahan yung rights ng victims. And we agree to that. That there are two stakeholders in this discussion. One, the juveniles. Two, the victims of the juvenile crimes. However, making them immediately liable also makes them the victims, isn't it? So, kung gusto mong protektahan yung rights, bakit hindi mo gawing immediately liable kung sino yung immediately responsible sa mga bata, magulang? Kung walang magulang, the local government or immediate relatives. Better, silang idemanda.
How can you say na victim yung youth offenders wherein the fact na sila yung unang nag-commit ng crimes?
Madam, the thing is, you're missing the point that these are children. Their conscience, their psyche can be misguided. The opposition is saying it is a fragile issue to make them immediately criminally liable because they can be victimized as well in that manner if you're going to lower it to 9 years old. That is our point in this debate.
We have this what we call discernment, di ba? Yung bata, alam niya na yung ginagawa niya. At based sa MD, medical health study, yung mga 14 years old, alam na nila yung ginagawa nila. You know what they are doing and they are capable of making decision. And from the start, ang i-consider natin, i-consider ba agad natin yung rights ng kabataan na nag-commit ng crime? Let's consider first the right of the victims, di ba?
Sir, we are considering everyone at the same time. If you are saying that you are first, your house wants to consider first those who are the victims of juvenile crimes, you are willing to just let go of the juveniles who committed these crimes. Well, in fact, you don't even have the grounds to say, alam talaga ginagawa nila.
I already set my ground, Mr. Erwin, that according to medical
See, that's the point. You always say you already have laid your grounds, but where is the analysis of your grounds? Sinasabi nyo lang na merong medical evidences. But the thing is, these medical evidences cannot prove the point that you should lower it to 9 years old. That's the point. Because the volition of the children can still be affected or rather influenced by those who are older than them. Make those who are older than them liable for their actions. They're the ones who should be penalized.
Pero
instead
paano
of
naman
the
yung mga
children.
street children? Yung mga walang family at all, yung
Then
mga
the
walang
local
relatives
government
at
has
all.
to answer for them because they are still under the jurisdiction of the local government.
That's why I said a while ago, and we are promoting na dapat makukulong sila, pero in the fact na mabababaan yung criminal liability nila, ma-reduce yung criminal
what are you
liability
saying?
doon.
Ikukulong mo sila kasama ng mga kriminal. What opportunities can the government offer them inside the four corners of the jailing of a detainment center, which is wherein we
Okay.
put the criminals as well.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do we have a fund or extra jail for those youth offenders? Wala, kasi let's stick to reality. Wala tayong enough fund para mag-provide ng rehabilitation center for youth
Madam,
offenders.
the funds
We are financially
is not a
handicapped.
question in this debate.
Alright, thank you guys.
Alright,
Next
thank
question.
you. Oh, so kanina we touched about this topic earlier. But let's define it even more. So ang second question natin for this debate is, hindi ba masyadong bata ang 9 years old para bigyan ng legal na kaparusahan?
Kasi we have to take the consideration, di ba? They are all, they are also being used by the syndicate. Kaya nga binabaan siya ng 9 years old. Kaya ganun yung consideration namin.
Point. Like we said, 9 years old, sobrang bata. So, wait lang. Kasi madaling madaling ma-convince ang bata. It's not
Excuse me.
Wait lang. It's not madali silang ma-influence. They can change in any decision they want. Oh, minsan yes, then we will convince them. They say no, and then yes, and then no. It's not fully developed. Their logical thinking is not really developed. Like you said, you always relied on the medical proof that you're saying. That is a medical proof. It's not 100% true, right? People can influence them. So it's sobrang bata. The liable is their guardians, the magulang, and the local government, as we said. Kasi nga, hindi sila makapag-desisyon sa sarili nila.
Eh bakit nyo laging sinasabi na liable yung mga relatives, yung mga parents sila?
Because
Where
primarily,
in fact,
madam,
let me finish first.
alright, go ahead.
Let me finish first. Where in fact, yung mga kalimitang nagko-commit ng crime is sila yung mga street children. They don't have family to guide, di ba? So hindi din natin pwedeng sabihin na mabilis lang silang impluwensyaan kasi bata sila. They have their own minds and they know what they're doing. So pagka ba pumatay ako, so alam ko na mali yun. So capable pa din ba ako na sabihin sa sarili ko na, ay, hindi ako makukulong kasi minor ako?
Nandun na tayo eh. Sabi nga namin kanina, from the very start of this debate, we bite the bullet that the reality right now is that juvenile crimes do exist. But you are taking away the fact that these are misguided juveniles. Kaya nga sila nandyan eh. That's the reason why they are not in schools, they are not with their parents, because they are misguided. Someone has to take care of them. You want change in the streets, but the question is where the change should be coming from. It should be coming from the government, who should be giving them more chances to change. That is where you're falling short.
Alright, our next question is very important. Okay, listen up. Very important to. Kung sakaling matuloy itong amendment nga na ibaba sa 9 years old, hindi ba ang kabataan lang ang maapektuhan at hindi ang mga utak ng mga exploitation sa mga kabataan? Again, the burden is on your side. So kayo yung magsa-start ng pagsagot dito. Tas talo na lang kayo.
Sir, on that case po, we have already existing laws for that area. So, ang amin pong point dito, yung do naman po sa mga bata. Meron nang tumitiktik dyan sa mga syndicates eh. Paano naman dito sa mga bata? And the opposition side is trying to argue about the enforcement of the law. The thing is, there is no crime if there is no law punishing the act. So kahit gaano karaming enforcer yan, kung wala namang batas na pwede siyang hulihin dahil nakapatay siya, since 9 years old, hindi pa rin nila yan sasawayin.
Madam, the police can still enforce the law kahit pagsaway lang yan. If they're enforcing moral values na hindi ka dapat nandyan, masama yung ginagawa mo, that is also enforcing order. We're not only after the enforcement of laws in this debate. Again, from the very start, we are arguing that it is more sustainable to increase the presence of policemen para magsaway, para walang magkakaroon ng violation ng human rights na pwedeng ma-victimize ng juvenile criminals. Kasi doon pa lang sa prevention, nasabihan mo na, walang victims then in turn.
I have a question to you,
Alright,
Mr.
go ahead.
Erwin. Paano pag napatay na, napatay na nung bata yung victims, yung enforcement na sinasabi mo? Are you saying na pagka nakita na nilang patay na, sabihin sasawayin mo pa lang?
The thing is,
Eh,
madam,
patay na nga.
yung murder case mo is just a what if. We are very particular with our words to mitigate juvenile crime. Okay? Mangyayari at mangyayari yan. But the thing is, who do you hold liable? You hold the parents liable. Ngayon, kung nakikita sila sa ibang lugar, parang pinabayaan na rin nila yung kanilang role in the society to hone good citizens. And therefore, that makes them liable before the law and therefore they have contributed to the loss of order of the state.
How can you say na magiging responsible citizens sila in the near future where in fact na-exempt sila sa mga crimes na kinocommit nila?
Alright, final question.
Alright, so our final question for today is, kung ituturing na rebellious stage ang pagiging teenager, hindi ba mas tamang isiping mas naliligaw pang landas ang isang 9-year-old?
We have this what we call recidivist eh. I mean, paulit-ulit na nilang ginagawa yan eh, yung ganung crime. So according to RVP, when you see recidivist, dapat na i-punish yung mga yun. Kasi paulit-ulit na ginagawa. Ignorante pa ba yung paulit-ulit niya ng ginagawa? Sila na nga
Wait lang.
nagsabi sa atin tama't mali.
Wait lang okay, so ganito. Di ba, we keep on insisting that paulit-ulit tayong bumabalik sa usapan natin para tayong naghaharap ng solusyon na in fact kitang-kita na natin. Let's talk about vulnerability, madaling maimpluwensyahan. Generally, pag ang bata nakakita ng polis, kahit nung bata tayo, lahat tayo dito, pag nakakita ka ng polis, ano una mong isipin? Di ba natatakot ka kasi pwede ka makulong kahit wala kang ginagawang masama?
But the capability of 9 years old is there. He was able to rationalize the good and bad acts. It is not ignorant anymore.
Let me remind you, sabi ko, di ba, madali silang makubinse. Their logical reasoning
nasabing
is
hindi sila
not
madaling
developed. We can convince them, we can influence them, as I said earlier. So mas mahirap kung 9 years old yung ikukulong nyo sa kulungan kasi mas makukonvince sila na mas what do you call this, mas maging violent sa ating society.
Well, kung sa kulungan naman pinag-uusapan natin dito, we have this what we call sa kulungan, pag yung mga preso, doon nagkakaroon sila ng Bible school doon.
Hindi preso pinag-uusapan natin dito. For the children, we are trying to introduce the society kasi nasa mali na nga yung mga yan eh. So kailangan mong idalhin sa tamang perspective sa buhay. Ngayon, kung ipipinalize mo, if you will be repressed, if you will make the laws repressive, you are willing to do that, then they will resent the society itself. The thing is, we want to introduce the society as something that is restitutive. Pwede ka magkamali, pero pwede kang bumalik, itama yung sarili mo.
Okay. Thank
Yun
you
ang
so
punto
much.
namin.
Alright, and that ends our free flow debate. Palakpakan natin ang ating mga debaters. From PIP Manila and PIP Quezon City. Hesa, ang ganda ng discussion natin.
Very intense dito sa
That's right.
stage.
Pero at this point, balikan muna natin ang mga schoolmates natin kasama si JV.
Kasama ko ngayon si schoolmate Mark. Hello po Mark. Anong course natin Mark?
Civil Engineering.
Okay, ano pong ating question or comment sa ating topic for today?
Alright, so I would like to ask a question for both parties. Okay, so for the affirmative side, I would like to ask a question with regards to your case that you have presented. For example, a child has killed a fellow child, or a child has killed a teenager, someone older than them. Once you have them in custody, what is your long-term plan to correct this child and other children with the potential to become like them? And then my second question is for the side which is opposing the idea of lowering the penal age to 9 years old. You say that enforcement is one of your points. We are in the Philippines. It is a well-known fact that some enforcers are a part of the syndicates here in the Philippines. How would you guarantee the Philippine people, that your enforcers are on the straight and narrow now and that their enforcing skills are stronger than before? Those are my questions. And the same thing, what is your long-term plan for your enforcers?
Ano ba ang status ng police natin ngayon? Di ba? Wala nga presence. So yung mga batang yan, parang hindi na rin sila takot. And we are aware that this is the Philippines and nandiyan din yung corruption sa police na pwedeng ginagamit din nilang molds yung mga bata. But the thing is, ang magandang pwedeng gawin dyan is strict monitoring. Well, we have Provincial Command, we have NCRPO. Sa kanila dapat manggaling yon. Ngayon, ang ginagawa ni General Bato is that he always hold those who are on the higher ups very responsible. So, ganun yung sinasabi, di ba? Who is immediately responsible palagi? Yun ang lagi nating hinahanap eh. So, gawin nating responsible yung mga higher echelons so that the lower units would always be they would do their jobs religiously and they will be more present and more let's say more likable to children para susundin din sila. Kasi iba yung culture ngayon sa police eh. parang nakakatakot na pulis, kasangkot yan. Iibahin natin yun. Iibahin natin yung image. We will be stricter when it comes to our police force. That they will be really at the side of the law, not against it, while they're working from within.
For the affirmative side, I had a question and I said, what is your long-term plan in correcting children in custody? Oh, not only children in custody, but children who have the potential to become like them in the future. Like, what is your long-term plan?
We have here a fostering education. Dadalhin natin sila sa rehabilitation centers or intervention centers for them to provide education so that hindi sila magmi-mislead or hindi na sila for them to prevent doing crimes.
Okay,
That's
thank
it.
you, Mark. No, punta naman tayo ngayon sa social media. Ito sabi ni Mark James Batag. I believe that the age of criminal responsibility be lowered, and the crucial thing is that the parents must be held liable and accountable for the actions of their children. Ayun ay sabi ni Mark James Batag. Patuloy lang po kayo magpadala ng inyong mga komento at mag-tweet sa aming mga social media accounts. Pero bago ang lahat ng dyan, balik muna dyan, Jules and Hesa.
Alright, sa ating pagbabalik, marami pa rin po tayong mga argumentong maririnig.
Kaya naman, stay with us dito lamang sa Schoolmates!